Tammy's got a channel. On YouTube she shines. The Fake Bake Diaries, crafting in her own sweet time. She'll show you how to make fake ice cream that glows, giant gumdrops and cotton candy, whimsical treats she knows. Grab your scissors, get your glue. The crafting's just begun with a sprinkle of imagination.
Today, we're going to be making a basic whimsical map wall. So let's roll up our sleeves and get creative.
Crafting with a twist, Fake Bake Diaries.
I have here 5 styrofoam discs. 1 4-inch styrofoam disc for the middle of the macaron and 4 5-inch styrofoam discs. I'm going to double up the 5-inch styrofoam discs and glue those together. They'll be the tops and bottom, and then the 4-inch styrofoam will go into the middle. And they will look like that. I'm using a low temperature glue gun. Now we have a top and a bottom. Together, they look like this. Next, I'm going to round the top edges of my macarons. I have a 60 grit sanding sponge. You can use a 60, an 80 will do well. And just very lightly sand the edges of it to round them up. It doesn't take long, it's nice and quick. And we're rounding the edges.
Hear the cheer, craft supplies you bring so near. Glitter sparkles and ribbons flow. Crafty dreams begin to grow. In the stockings hung with care, papers, paint, and beads to share. She leaves magic in a fold, turning crafters' dreams to gold. Oh, sugar plum fair, hear the cheer. Craft supplies you bring so near. Glitter sparkles and ribbons flow. Crafty dreams begin to grow.
She dances through the knitted pearls.
They're nicely rounded now, and we're ready for the next step. I'm using Bose foam clay in white. You can find it on Amazon. Bose also has different colors that you can use, but I'm using white because I want to paint mine in a custom color. Before I roll out the foam clay, the first thing I'm going to do is condition it, which really means kneading it and making it soft and pliable.
Crafty fairies working late. With your gifts they can create. Oh, sugar plum fair, hear the cheer. Craft supplies you bring so near. Glitter sparkles and ribbons flow. Crafty dreams begin to grow. With your gifts they can create.
Snowflakes falling, candy canes twirl. Gingerbread houses, everyone's whirl. In a land of sugar, elves dance around. Lollipops grow from the snowy ground.
I'll be using my tacky glue. Apply your tacky glue to your styrofoam discs and not your foam clay, because any leftover foam clay that you have, you can save it. If it has glue on it, you need to throw it away later.
Men on parade, sweetest dreams won't ever fade. Lollipops in Christmas land, holding one.
Now lay it in the center of your clay and cut off any excess clay that you don't need. Put your clay back immediately into your container so that it doesn't dry out.
It's so sweet. Sleigh bells ringing, oh so clear. Peppermint laughter fills the air. Glowing flames in the fireplace. Gumdrop garlands, a warm embrace. Candy canes and mistletoe arch.
Take your clay, fold it gently up and over without pulling on the sides. Don't stretch the sides, pull it up and over. And if you do it slowly, the clay will help to take the form around it as you go.
Reindeer prints on frosty roads. Snowmen wear sweet licorice clothes. Jingle all the way to a sugary beat. Every corner smells like something to eat.
Cut off the excess. If there's no glue on it, put it back in your bucket before it starts to dry out.
Glue and glitter on my hands. Crafting shoes and rubber bands. Late nights all for this. Dreaming big, can't miss. Paint and paper everywhere. Final touches here and there. Heart in every piece I make. It's my chance that I take. Ready for the show.
Now take your clay and smooth it right down into the middle. And I do have excess here, a little more than I need. If it has glue on it, I'm going to have to throw it out.
Friends and family cheer me on. Crafting till the break of dawn.
I'm using the palms of my hands. That's to help keep fingerprints off.
Folks, what they need. Ready for the show. Oh, oh, oh. Crafts lined up in a row. Oh, oh, oh. Got my heart on display. Can't wait for the day. Nervous hands, but a smile. Been preparing for a while. Gonna shine in my way. Craft show Saturday. Ready for the show. Oh, oh, oh. Crafts lined up in a row. Oh, oh, oh. Got my heart on display.
You don't have to worry about what the bottom looks like at all. Here's either the top or the bottom of the macaron. This is the box that I use to dry everything. I take a skewer, I use these over and over and over again. Poking it into here. I don't want to poke it all the way up. I just want to let it dry. And I put it into here. Before I leave it to dry, I'm going to put one good coat of Mod Podge over top. You don't need to do this. That's because I'm going to use chalk paint, and I find some of my chalk paints will crack and some don't. But if I seal it and then put chalk paint over top, I don't have a problem. Acrylic paint, you won't have a problem at all. I just happen to want to use chalk paint.
Grab my tools, I'm ready to go. Crafting is how I let my soul glow. Therapy's pricey, it ain't for me. I find solace in creativity.
I don't worry too much about little blemishes on it. Foam clay puffs up as it dries, so a lot of these blemishes you won't see once it's dry. Now I just put them in the holes and I leave it to dry. Off camera, I'm going to do exactly the same thing to the second side, and I'll leave it dry for 24 to 48 hours.
Now here's today's crafting question. Are there any sweets that give you a sense of nostalgia? And what do they remind you of? Leave your answers in the comments below, and I can't wait to read your responses.
These ones here are covered with foam clay already. This is the third one, so I can stack them. So these are the other two that I made. A nice pink one and also aqua color. Now you can use acrylic paints. I'm mixing my own mauvey pastel color out of chalk paint. So I've used some lavender, but it's really kind of a gray color. So I added some red and some teal and some white. Want to make sure that I have enough of this color to give me at least 2 coats. That's going to be a really pretty color. I'm going to sit these two to dry. I'll come back a little bit later, put a second coat on. I let those dry overnight. My macaron is dry. The next part, put the middle together. I have a smaller styrofoam, glue it in the center. That's going to make our middle. Tacky glue. Glue this in the center.
Close tight, sprinkling sugar where the moonlight is bright.
I like using the tacky glue, not the glue gun, because if you don't get it right in the center, you can actually move it around. This is my Adapt Fast and Final. It's a lightweight speckling and it's in a white color, and the lightweight gives a really nice icing texture to it. Right now, because my glue is not dry, I have to keep it like this. I'll get a layer on it with the paintbrush. Not smoothing it out, I just want my first layer on.
She woke up early.
I have enough spackle on. Take my smaller stick and smooth it like an icing.
Dreaming of a place where she can just.
I'm happy with this. While it's wet, take some glitter and sprinkle it on. This is a snow glitter from Michaels. It gives it a nice shimmer all the way around.
One single day for sanity's sake. Lock me in the craft.
This is still wet, so I just have to be careful with it while I add on my sequence rope in the purple. Take my hot glue gun and glue this all the way around.
Scissors, glitter and glue. Need a little side.
Stop gluing right before the end.
What else can she do? She loves them dearly, but her mind's in a spin. Crafting self.
Make sure the two ends are attached. Now let's see. And now we do the same thing to the bottom.
In my craft room, just for a day. Fake Bake Diaries gonna take me away. Take me away. Paper and scissors.
Put this aside to dry. I want to make sure that all of the light backle is dry. It's thick enough that it does take a week for it to dry. So like my other ones, I'm going to take my matte Mod Podge and Mod Podge it. It'll give it a nice bit of a shine, and they're going to be super cute together when they stack up.
See you next time.
Sugar rush sweetness, oh, it makes you